Hey guys, what's up? DeepSeek just released its reasoning model yesterday. The latest reasoning model is the DeepSeek-R1 release. It seems to be on par with the OpenAI O1 in terms of performance, and I have tried using it. Uh, I got the API, and we'll look at that shortly. But what makes me excited about this model is, yes, it's great in terms of performance when compared to the reasoning models from OpenAI. Uh, but the pricing, I would say, is amazing because the pricing is just a fraction of what OpenAI costs in terms of per million tokens, right? So the input pricing, yeah, it's like 14 cents compared to, let's say if we compare to the O1, it's like 7.5, right? That's for the cache hit. For the cache miss, it's like 0.55. Comparing that to 15. But here's where the big jump really comes about, where the output, which is primarily what makes up for a lot of the reasoning tokens, like, when the model like thinks and questions itself, it really takes a while, and that's where the price really hits hard. And DeepSeek actually costs 2.19 compared to the 60 for the O1 model, and I think that's super exciting when people want to build using this type of reasoning models. I primarily use this type of models in to sort of outline the steps or build a high level plan because that's the best application for this type of models and the best value for usage. Um, so let me open up my editor and show you what I tested out. We are here using like the DeepSeek API, and I want to test out the lead code question, which is to rotate an image. It's a medium style question, and it's a you are given a n by n 2D matrix representing an image, and you have to rotate the image by 90 degrees clockwise. And you have to rotate the image in place, which means you have to modify the 2D matrix directly and do not allocate another 2D matrix to do the rotation. So obviously, for those of you who are into writing or this type of problems, that's like space, right? To save the to save the space complexity and improve on that. So this is the solution right here, the rotate. And we test that solution, and we have 4 test cases, 4 matrices here, right? And we're comparing that and seeing if our test cases pass or they fail. At any point, if the if the assertion fails, then this piece of code returns an exception, so an assertion error. So we will see the test failing if that happens. That's typically how we test. So what I decided to do is go with the DeepSeek's reasoning model here, right? And I will uncomment this piece of code here. Okay, so we start running the model here, right? We could stream actually. Sometimes this looks a little bit better when it comes to trying to see what it's doing. And maybe we could print the streaming response right here. Yeah, so we decide to not stream right there. So we will print the response and see what the reasoning will be. I like how easy it is to see the reasoning content here. They have a way for us to access that, and then you can print that. And then what we have here is we're taking quite literally the code that DeepSeek will give us. I ran this initially, but we will be replacing this piece of code with what DeepSeek gives us. And then we will be testing the DeepSeek model's results with what it generated and see if it passes the test cases. We're using the exact same test that we use that we include for the solution that we generated for the lead code question. So I will run that model right here. So this does take some time. In the meantime, I will show you what uh, DeepSeek actually has here. I tried to run this through the web interface, and you could see how long it thought for, and you could see how it's thinking through the problem, and right to the end, and we get a solution code and some explanation along with it. This just finished running, so we will take the solution that it generated right here, and we will stick that guy there and uncomment this piece of code. What we want to also do is comment this code. We don't want it to stream again. We don't want to call the API again. And we have rotate. We're calling this rotate. Let's just call it DeepSeek rotate. It's just easier to read. Okay, we're doing the 4 tests that we did initially for the solution we wrote as the human. But let's see if DeepSeek passes that. I'm going to run the same code again. Yeah, I forgot to comment this guy out, but we did comment that out. Let's see. Yeah, so we do not have. Okay, let's see. Did we actually save this? We probably didn't save it, so it's still running. I'm gonna go again, and you could see that the tests were passed. Obviously, for the solution we wrote, that was the same. But now we also see that what the output that DeepSeek had generated is also passing right here. And I think other models can do that, but I use this model because I wanted to see how it's reasoning. So if I scroll up here and look at some of the text that it's generating, uh, so it really thinks in a very interesting format because it adds questions. So you'd see that there's a lot of blob here, but you could see that it's giving itself examples and asking questions, just like a human would. Sometimes a little bit too much, too many questions, because I guess that's part of reasoning. Yes, questioning is the beginning of reasoning. But that's cool, because at every point it tries to justify what it did, and then it would try to question whether it's right or not. So you could see that it would contradict itself and then redo it and question, like, wait, maybe the correct rotated matrix for 4 by 4 is, and so it would come up with an example, that and so on. That's how the reasoning model works. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. I also have some code here which actually runs the OpenAI GPT-4o's reasonings. And you could compare and see how they both reason. Maybe that would be interesting. I can push this code to GitHub, but really it's just because the OpenAI's APIs are the same. DeepSeek uses the same type of format, so you could use that and see how that goes. Yeah, so this is super exciting. You could now use this model to achieve similar results like the O1 at a fraction of the cost. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.